kind of following on those same lines. Every coach, as they go along, the business adapts. As they go along. Are you surprised at some of the ways you've adapted over time?
Me and Coach T-Rob were talking about it, earlier. Back in the day, the game may have been a little bit simpler. It was a little more physical.
Bruises actually hurt. In this world, Mike Bobo understands physicality. He revels in it more than routes and matchups and formations and scheme. Mike Bobo, like Techmo, is an interesting artifact, a relic. And just like Techmo, he's had his day. Somehow he wrangled another day, another chance to play football from a bygone day.
Hey, Mike.
Art.
Looks like you should have a really good offense if you base it on this college football playoff or college football video game. Is that a good indicator of what you guys are going to do this year?
I don't know. The only video game I ever played was Techmo Bowl and Super Techmo Bowl, which is a lot better. A couple times I sat down with my son and Jake and Drew, and they were playing when we had some time off over the summer, and it's amazing, the plays, the concept of defense, and there's a lot of good things in there. Of my son's trying to battling for the quarterback job at Prince and sitting down and seeing what the defense does and making decisions. But I'd go with Techmo and Super Techmo Bowl. I always played with the Oilers. Warren Moon was hell, and then Chris Dishman on defense. He could pick up off about anything on Techmo Bowl.
He didn't understand the new video game. He said it was over his head. You heard him. He's never won. His Techmo team, the Oilers, didn't win either. Georgia has a brand new EA PlayStation and are letting a Techmo expert run the team.
That's something we pride ourselves on, and it's a staple of what Coach Smart's been here since been here at the University of Georgia. But you've got to adapt. The game is played in space nowadays, but you still, I don't want to adapt so much that we don't lose our physicality. And that goes for us as coaches, too. We're always trying to find new ways to do things. Not necessarily new, but ways to do things better where we can be efficient on offense. For me, and I'm 50, but we've got a head coach that's going to stress that daily. Of the most important thing is our meeting here in a minute with the players, and then how we go out there and walk through, how we go out there and do stretch, how we do everything on a day-to-day basis, and he's doing a good job of that.
And what is the biggest difference you see in him right now compared to this time last year going through fall camp?
I see a guy that's trying to have a sense of urgency every day about everything he does and not taking anything for granted. He wrote a bunch of things on our board in our meeting room of what we need to do as a quarterback, and number one was be where your feet are. Offense and what this program's built on and what Coach Smart's built it on is toughness and physical on offense. So, you want to be, innovative and play the game in space and try to be explosive. You've got to be explosive on offense nowadays, but at the same time, you don't want to lose your physicality as an offensive unit. And might not be able to hear the call and know what they got. And a lot of times, that center's got to pass everything down the line and make the call front side and back side for those guys. And it's a little bit uncomfortable for guys like Drew, but the only way they're going to get comfortable is keep doing it and putting them under those pressure situations.
And kind of on the end of that, I understand maybe your starters had some issues here lately. Can you update us on that? But sincerely, coaching your son, that's I'm sure there's an interesting dynamic there.
Yeah.
So now that Mike Bobo got a second chance, what is he going to do with it? Will he resurrect old man football? Will the days of Techmo Bowl become the standard? Mike Bobo believes he can. And not only that, Mike has a responsibility to teach the next generation of all the details of old man football. And so, he had an opportunity to coach his own son. Georgia has been very generous to Mike Bobo to give him this opportunity to resurrect old man football. Kirby Smart has an obligation to see that he can win a championship the old-fashioned way.